Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of rare coins, and specifically, the most valuable and sought-after pennies in American history. We're talking about Lincoln Wheat pennies, those tiny 1-cent coins that, if you're lucky enough to find the right one, could be worth a fortune. That's right, some of these pennies are worth hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars today. So whether you're a coin collector, a treasure hunter, or just someone with a jar full of change at home, stay tuned as we count down the top 7 most valuable rare USA Lincoln Wheat pennies worth millions. You'll want to check your pockets after this video. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and highly prized coins in American numismatic history, the legendary 1917 S Lincoln Wheat penny. This little copper coin, struck over a century ago, is now worth an astonishing $92,222 to $94,000 on the current market. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny, worth nearly $100,000. So sit back, grab your magnifying glass, and let's uncover the story, value, and hidden secrets of this extraordinary coin. Let's start at the beginning. The 1917 S Lincoln cent was minted at the San Francisco Mint, hence the S mint mark you'll find just below the date on the obverse side of the coin, right under President Abraham Lincoln's portrait. It was part of the early Lincoln Wheat cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The designer of the coin was Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, can be found on the reverse in certain early issues, though they were removed shortly after the first release and later restored in 1918. Now, when we look at mintage numbers, around 32.6 million 1917 S Lincoln Wheat pennies were struck. That might sound like a lot, but hold on. What makes the 1917 S incredibly rare and valuable isn't just how many were made, but how few have survived in excellent condition. You see, most of these pennies went into everyday circulation and were heavily used. That means the vast majority were worn down, scratched, or damaged over the years, making high-grade examples extremely hard to find today. The condition of the coin is everything. A circulated 1917 S penny in low grade might only fetch a few dollars, maybe $20 to $50 depending on the condition. But a high-grade example, especially one graded MS65 red or higher, is incredibly rare and commands huge premiums at auctions. Coins in such pristine condition are virtually flawless. The luster is still intact, the details are sharp, and there's no damage from decades of use. These are the coins that sell for tens of thousands, and yes, even over $90,000. In fact, the current record for a 1917 S Lincoln Wheat penny in mint state condition sits between $92,222 and $94,000, depending on recent auction sales and private transactions. These prices reflect the increasing demand for rare early Lincoln cents in the highest possible grades. Collectors are more than willing to pay a fortune to add one of these gems to their collection, especially since so few exist in top condition. So what exactly should you look for if you think you might have a valuable 1917 S penny? First, check for that S mint mark under the date. Next, examine the condition of the coin. Is the color a rich, original red? Are the details in Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse still sharp and well-defined? If so, you might be looking at a truly valuable piece. And let's talk briefly about errors. While the 1917 S isn't famous for widespread mint errors, there are known examples with doubled dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes that can raise the value even more, sometimes by thousands of dollars, depending on severity and grade. Error coins are always a hot ticket in the numismatic world, especially when they appear on early, already rare coins like this one. Another interesting note is that the 1917 S was minted during a turbulent time in American and global history. The U.S. had just entered World War I. Inflation, changing metal costs, and the mobilization of resources meant the mint had to produce coins efficiently. As a result, quality control wasn't always perfect. This adds to the mystique of coins from this era. They carried the history of the world right in their metal. Now, let's say you want to buy or sell a 1917 S Lincoln Wheat penny. Where do you go? First, Always make sure your coin is authenticated and graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Raw, ungraded coins are much harder to sell for high prices because buyers don't know what they're getting. Graded coins come sealed in a protective slab with a numeric grade and certification number. This proves the coin is genuine and allows you to sell or auction it with confidence. When it comes to marketplaces, you can check trusted numismatic dealers, online auction sites like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections, or even big shows like the Fund Show or ANA World's Fair of Money. Coins of this caliber often hit the auction block with major fanfare, attracting attention from deep-pocketed collectors and investors alike. Now here's an important tip. Many people have old Lincoln cents sitting in jars, drawers, or boxes in their attic. If you or someone in your family has a collection of wheat pennies, especially from the 1910s or 1920s, it's worth taking a second look. That little copper penny might just be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. To recap, the 1917 S Lincoln wheat penny is not only a beautiful and historic coin, but one of the most valuable early Lincoln cents you can possibly find. With its San Francisco mint origin, relatively low survival rate in top condition, and increasing demand from collectors, this coin has reached market values between $92,222 and $94,000 in mint state. It's a stunning reminder that even the smallest, most ordinary coins can become extraordinary over time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories from the world of rare coins. And remember, the next time you're digging through old change or a dusty coin collection, keep your eyes open. You never know when you might stumble across a 1917 S penny, and a piece of history worth tens of thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we dig deep into rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket change or coin collection. Today, we're spotlighting a legendary and highly collectible piece of American numismatic history, the 1949 Lincoln wheat penny with NO mint mark. You heard that right. This unassuming little coin might just be worth up to $81,000 in today's market. So stay tuned because we're about to explore everything from its background, design, production history, key features, errors to watch for, and the jaw-dropping price collectors are willing to pay today. Let's rewind to the year 1949. Post-World War II America was evolving rapidly. The economy was transitioning, the baby boom was underway, and coins played a crucial role in daily commerce. The United States Mint was returning to normal production levels after the war years, and the Lincoln wheat penny was still the coin of the common man. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, this penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and it immediately became a staple in American life. The wheat ears on the reverse represented prosperity, growth, and the agricultural roots of America. By 1949, the wheat penny had already been in circulation for 4 decades. It was struck primarily for practical use, but as we now know, some of these coins became incredibly rare and desirable to collectors due to specific minting qualities, surviving conditions, and rarity. Now let's talk about minting details. In 1949, Lincoln wheat pennies were struck at 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is our main focus today, carry no mint mark. That means, if you look just under the date and don't see a little D for Denver or S for San Francisco, you're holding a Philadelphia struck coin. While the Philadelphia Mint produced 217 million of these coins in 1949, not all of them survived in pristine condition. And only a small fraction of these have been preserved in mint state condition, with sharp details, full red luster, and zero circulation damage. It's those high-grade examples that attract the most attention, and the biggest dollars, from collectors today. Now let's admire the design. On the obverse, that's the front, we see the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, who signed his initials, VDB, on the earliest 1909 versions. Lincoln's profile faces right, with the words, "In God We Trust," arching above his head. The word Liberty sits to the left, and the date, 1949 is on the right. And remember, no mint mark means it's from the Philadelphia Mint. Flip it over to the reverse, and you'll see two iconic wheat stalks hugging the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above that is the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, which means out of many one. It's a powerful and simple design that continues to capture the hearts of coin collectors everywhere. Let's now talk value. And this is the part everyone's waiting for. A circulated 1949 no mint mark wheat penny, one that has clearly been used in everyday transactions, may only be worth a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, the real treasure lies in coins that are in exceptionally high condition, specifically, coins that have been professionally graded by agencies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. Coins that are graded MS65 to MS67 red, which means mint state, with full red coloring and minimal blemishes, can reach astronomical values. The current market value for the best condition specimens ranges from $79,222 to as high as $81,000. Yes, that's the real-world value being paid in auctions and private collector sales for just one of these coins, if it meets all the top-tier grading standards. What makes the coin so valuable is not just age or rarity, but condition, eye appeal, and historical relevance. And since only a very small number of these coins were saved in near-perfect condition, that scarcity drives up the demand and price significantly. Rare error varieties to watch for. But wait, there's more. Some 1949 no mint mark pennies are worth even more if they contain certain minting errors. Errors and varieties add another level of collectability to any coin. Here are some error types to look for on the 1949 wheat penny. Double die obverse, DDO. This is where the date, lettering, or Lincoln's features appear doubled due to a die manufacturing error. These can increase the value drastically. Off-center strikes, coins that were not properly centered when struck can be worth hundreds or thousands depending on the severity and how much of the design remains visible. BIE error. This is a die break between the letters B and E in the word liberty, which looks like a capital I between them. Die cracks and cuts. Raised lines or blobs on the coin can indicate damage to the mint die, and collectors love finding these unique flaws. If you have a 1949 penny with any of these traits, get it professionally appraised. You could be sitting on a mini fortune. How to check your penny's value? So, how do you know if your 1949 no mint mark penny is worth thousands? Step 1. Examine the coin's color. Is it still a bright copper red, called red in grading terms, or has it toned to brown? Red coins fetch much higher prices. Step 2. Look at surface quality. Check for scratches, nicks, or signs of wear. High-quality coins should appear untouched. Step 3. Use a magnifier. Inspect for possible doubling on the date or lettering. Step 4. Weigh the coin. An authentic 1949 wheat penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. Any deviation might indicate an error or fake. Step 5. Professional grading. If your coin looks promising, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. That official certification can unlock its true value. The 1949 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a small copper coin. It's a piece of history, a collector's gem, and potentially a life-changing discovery for anyone lucky enough to own a top-condition piece. As the numismatic world continues to grow, more and more collectors are paying serious money for iconic coins like this. If you're a coin collector, treasure hunter, or just curious about the hidden value of everyday items, keep an eye out for these pennies. You never know, you might find one in your change jar, tucked away in a family coin collection, or sitting forgotten in a drawer. Thanks so much for watching. If you learned something new today or enjoyed the deep dive into this incredible 1949 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future uploads on rare and valuable coins. Got a rare coin you want us to cover next? Drop it in the comments below. We love hearing from our viewers. Until next time, happy collecting and best of luck finding that $81,000 penny. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. In today's exciting video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Lincoln wheat pennies. And not just any penny, we're talking about a special coin that may be hiding in your pocket change or sitting unnoticed in an old jar on your shelf. That's right, we're taking a close look at the legendary 1951 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors around the globe. Believe it or not, this humble-looking penny could be worth as much as $79,000 in today's market. So don't blink, because you might just be holding a small fortune in the palm of your hand. Let's begin with the background. The Lincoln wheat penny was first minted in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person, and what better figure to debut than the great emancipator himself. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse side of the coin shows the bust of Abraham Lincoln, facing right. Beneath him, you'll find the date, and in some cases, a mint mark just below it. But the coin we're focusing on today is the 1951 version that has no mint mark at all, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. Now, let's talk about the reverse of the coin. The classic Lincoln wheat penny reverse design features two stylized stalks of wheat curving along the sides, framing the inscriptions, 1 cent, and United States of America. Just above that is the proud national motto, E pluribus unum. This beautiful design remained on the penny from 1909 until 1958, making the wheat penny a timeless favorite among coin collectors everywhere. So what makes the 1951 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny so valuable? After all, over 284 million of these pennies were minted in Philadelphia in that year alone. It doesn't exactly sound rare, right? But here's where things get interesting. While the mintage numbers were high, the number of surviving coins in pristine condition, with perfect or near-perfect grading, is extremely low. And in the world of coin collecting, condition is king. A common coin in poor shape might only be worth a few cents, but the exact same coin in uncirculated, mint-state condition can be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. Grading plays a huge role in determining the value of any coin. Most 1951 no mint mark Lincoln pennies floating around today are heavily circulated, scratched, and worn. But if you find one in MS 67 red condition, that is, mint state 67 with original red luster, then you've struck gold, metaphorically speaking. In top-graded condition, this penny has sold at auction for an astonishing $77,887 to $79,000, depending on the specific sale and buyer demand at the time. That's right, 1 cent turned into nearly $80,000. It's not just pocket change anymore, it's life-changing money. But how do you know if your 1951 penny is valuable? First, check for the mint mark. If there's no letter under the date, then you have a Philadelphia minted penny, which is what we're focusing on today. Next, examine the color. Does it have a bright, red, coppery shine, or has it turned brown over time? Original red color is much more desirable. Then check for sharpness and detail. Can you see every line in Lincoln's coat and every ridge in the wheat stalks? If so, you might have a high-grade coin. You'll want to have it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its condition and authenticity. A coin graded MS 67 red or better is extremely rare, and that's where the big money is. Now let's take a moment to talk about the history of this coin. The year 1951 was a post-war period in American history, marked by recovery, economic growth, and the beginnings of the baby boom. Coin production was in full swing, and the U.S. Mint was churning out millions of pennies each month to meet the demands of a booming economy. But while the quantity was high, quality control varied, and very few coins from that era survived in pristine condition. Most were used in daily commerce, tossed into piggy banks, worn down in pockets, or even destroyed. That's why high-grade examples are so rare and valuable today. And here's another fascinating fact. Some 1951 Lincoln pennies, even in circulated condition, can still carry a premium. Coins with unusual die errors, doubling, or off-center strikes can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the type and severity of the error. Collectors love varieties and oddities, so always examine your coins closely under magnification. You never know what treasure you might discover. So, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1951 no mint mark Lincoln penny? First, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can reduce its value significantly. Keep it safe in a protective holder and avoid touching it with your bare fingers. Oils and moisture from your skin can damage the surface. Then, consider sending it to a grading service to get a professional opinion. It's a small investment that could unlock a huge return if the coin is rare enough. The current market value for the top condition 1951 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny stands between $77,887 and $79,000. That's the price collectors are willing to pay for a coin with stunning detail, uncirculated brilliance, and full original color. It's proof that even the smallest, most ordinary-looking coin can hide extraordinary value. All you have to do is look a little closer. And before we wrap up, remember this: coin collecting isn't just about making money. It's about discovering history, appreciating craftsmanship, and connecting with the past. Every coin tells a story. And sometimes, that story is worth thousands of dollars. So go ahead, check your change, search through those old jars, dig into that forgotten coin album in the attic. You might just be holding a 1951 Lincoln wheat penny that could change your life. And if you do find one, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment in the fascinating world of rare coins. This is your treasure hunting guide, signing off. Happy collecting, and may your next penny be a priceless one. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today's episode features an extraordinary coin that has stunned collectors with its unexpected value: the 1954 D mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. Yes, you heard that right. This humble 1-cent coin, minted over half a century ago, can now be worth between $76,447 and $77,000. So stick around as we uncover the coin's history, what makes it so valuable, and how you might be lucky enough to find one yourself. Let's start by turning back the clock to the year 1954. America was enjoying a post-war boom. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, and rock and roll was beginning to change the musical landscape forever. At the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the country, millions of Lincoln wheat pennies were struck that year. These coins bore the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of his birth. The reverse featured 2 stalks of wheat along the edges, hence the term, wheat penny, surrounding the inscriptions, 1 cent, and United States of America. The small letter, D, just below the date signified that this penny was minted in Denver. That year, over 251 million Lincoln wheat pennies were produced at the Denver Mint, making the 1954 D penny common in circulation at the time. So, the obvious question is, what makes this particular coin so special? Why is the 1954 D penny so valuable? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and a little bit of minting magic. While hundreds of millions of these pennies were minted, only a handful have survived in pristine condition. And even fewer display the specific qualities that elevate their value to tens of thousands of dollars. We're talking about coins that have been preserved in near-perfect, uncirculated states, the kind of condition graded as MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. On top of that, some 1954 D pennies have incredibly rare errors or die varieties. These include double die obverse errors, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, and more. These minting flaws, while unintentional, make each coin unique, and in the world of numismatics, uniqueness often equals high value. Eye-catching features of the coin. Let's take a closer look at the coin's design. The obverse side showcases Victor David Brenner's celebrated image of Lincoln, his stern face immortalized in copper. Look just beneath the date on the right side of the coin, and you'll see the small D mint mark. The lettering is bold, the edge is sharp, and when the coin is uncirculated, It gleams with a stunning red luster that catches the eye of even the most seasoned collectors. The reverse features the timeless wheat ears that frame the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. Above the design sits the phrase, E pluribus unum, a Latin motto meaning, out of many, one. All of these elements combine to create a coin that's not only historically significant, but also visually striking. Record sales and auction highlights. Now let's talk about the jaw-dropping numbers. In recent years, collectors have gone wild for the 1954 D wheat penny in mint condition. One example graded MS67 Plus red sold at auction for an incredible $76,447. And another sale, even more recent, pushed the price to nearly $77,000. These aren't just theoretical numbers. These are real coins, sold to real collectors for real money. So what makes these particular coins so valuable? Beyond the impeccable condition and brilliant red color, these specimens often come with full, original luster and show no signs of wear or contact marks. They've been preserved for decades, possibly stored in coin albums or mint sets, and their rarity in such high grades is what drives their astronomical price. How to identify a valuable 1954 D penny, you might be wondering. Do I have one of these in my collection? Here's how you can find out. First, check the date. It must be 1954. Then look below the date for the D mint mark. Next, examine the overall condition of the coin. If it looks heavily worn, it likely won't command a high price. However, if it appears nearly brand new, with shiny red surfaces and no visible damage, it might be worth having it professionally graded. Use a magnifying glass to look for any unusual features, such as doubling in the lettering or mint mark. These kinds of errors can dramatically increase the coin's value. And finally, if you think you have a gem, consider sending it to a reputable coin grading company for evaluation. So what's next for the 1954 D Lincoln wheat penny? Well, as the number of high-grade examples continues to dwindle, the demand among collectors is only going up. Coins like this are becoming increasingly scarce, and those who already own them know they have something special. Experts predict that values will continue to rise over the coming years, especially as more people take an interest in coin collecting. It's also worth noting that Lincoln wheat pennies in general are growing in popularity. Many collectors are trying to complete entire sets, and they'll pay top dollar for rare dates and mint marks in premium condition. The 1954 D, with its blend of historical significance, rarity, and beauty, is right at the top of many want lists. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 1954 D mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that might have once sat forgotten in a jar or wallet, now worth up to $77,000. It just goes to show that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones hiding in plain sight. If you're a collector, keep your eyes open. If you're new to coin hunting, now's the perfect time to start. You never know what you might find. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with fellow coin enthusiasts. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video on rare and valuable coins. And leave a comment below. Do you have a 1954 D penny, or any other interesting wheat pennies in your collection? I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy hunting and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we explore rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change, coins that might just make you rich. Today, we've got a very special episode, because we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable Lincoln wheat pennies out there, the 1957 no mint mark Lincoln wheat cent. Yes, that small, ordinary-looking penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $75,757 to $76,000 in today's collector market. So make sure you stick around to the end, because we're going to uncover everything from the coin's history and design to the rare errors and what makes it so incredibly valuable today. Let's start with the basics. What is the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny? The 1957 Lincoln penny is part of the wheat penny series, officially called the Lincoln cent. It was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The 1957 penny belongs to the later years of this design, before the reverse switched to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. But don't let the later date fool you. These pennies still carry historical value and can be worth thousands depending on condition, rarity, and specific features. Now, here's the key detail. The 1957 penny we're talking about today has no mint mark. What does that mean? It means this coin was minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally didn't place mint marks on its coins at the time. More than 282 million of these pennies were struck in Philadelphia in 1957, so at first glance, it might seem like they're not rare at all. But here's where it gets interesting. While most 1957 no mint mark pennies are common, a very small number of them have unique characteristics that make them worth tens of thousands of dollars. So what sets these valuable coins apart? Let's break it down. The most valuable 1957 no mint mark Lincoln pennies are those that are in mint state, especially MS-67 or higher, and have been graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC. We're talking about coins that have been perfectly preserved for more than 60 years, showing zero signs of wear and often boasting a rich red color, known as red in coin grading terminology. That RD, red, designation can significantly boost the value. For example, in mint state 67 red, MS67RD, a 1957 no mint mark penny recently sold for over $75,757 at auction. Another specimen graded MS67 Plus RD with incredible luster and flawless details commanded an even higher price, closing in on $76,000. These kinds of values come from a combination of condition, eye appeal, rarity in top grades, and the demand from serious collectors. Now let's talk about errors. Because error coins are a huge reason why some seemingly ordinary pennies are worth a fortune. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny has been found with several highly collectible mint errors, including double die obverse. DDO. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned during the engraving process. On a DDO, you might notice doubling in the letters of Liberty, the date, or the words, "In God We Trust." A strong DDO can increase the coin's value significantly. Off-center strikes. Some coins were misaligned during minting, resulting in part of the design being off the edge. The more off-center the strike, especially if it's 50% or more and the date is still visible, the more valuable the coin. BIE error. This quirky error appears as a small vertical die break between the B and E in the word Liberty. While not as valuable as a double die or major strike error, collectors love these small details, and they can still raise the coin's worth. Die cracks and cuds. These are signs of aging and damage to the die used during minting. While more common, certain dramatic cuds, especially on the rim, can fetch interest from error collectors. But even without errors, condition is everything. To reach those $75,000 plus price tags, the coin must be in superb gem condition, no scratches, no wear, perfect strike, and preferably still red in color. These kinds of coins are almost always uncirculated and stored in protective holders since the day they were minted. Now you may be wondering, how do I know if my 1957 penny is valuable? Here's what to look for. Check the color. Red pennies, RD, are more valuable than brown, BN, or red-brown, RB. Look at the condition. Does it look uncirculated? Sharp details. No damage? Use a magnifying glass. Search for doubling, cracks, or off-center features. Get it graded. For serious collectors, the best way to confirm value is to have it graded by PCGS or NGC. A top-grade coin certified by them can multiply your penny's value exponentially. And here's the golden tip. If you come across a 1957 no mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny in pristine condition, don't spend it. Store it properly, do your research, and seriously consider getting it graded. You might just be sitting on a mini fortune. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the design of this iconic coin. The obverse, front, features a detailed portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, can be found on the reverse on earlier coins. Around Lincoln's image, you'll see the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year, 1957. The reverse features 2 stalks of durum wheat, one on each side, with the words 1 cent and United States of America in between. Above it reads, E pluribus unum. This classic reverse is what gives the Lincoln Wheat penny its nickname. As we approach the end of this video, let's wrap it up with the most important takeaway. Most 1957 pennies might only be worth a few cents to $1 in circulated condition. But a top-graded, mint state, no mint mark 1957 wheat penny, especially with strong red color and possibly a rare error, can be worth up to $76,000 in today's coin market. That's more than most people spend on a luxury car, so take a moment and check your change jars, old collections, or those pennies hiding in the back of your drawer. You never know, you might be holding on to a piece of American history worth a small fortune. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins. Let us know in the comments if you have a 1957 penny or any other coin you're curious about. We love hearing your stories. Until next time, happy coin hunting and may your pocket change bring you treasure. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American history, the 1958 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny. This unassuming 1-cent coin, which might be lying unnoticed in a jar or pocket change, could be worth up to $75,000 today. That's right, one small penny, originally worth a single cent, now valued at nearly $75,000. In this video, we'll explore the history, rarity, key features, why collectors go crazy for it, and the current market value of the 1958 wheat penny without a mint mark. So sit tight and watch until the end. You might just find out you have a small fortune sitting in your home. History of the Lincoln Wheat penny. Let's rewind time and talk about the history behind the Lincoln Wheat penny. First introduced in 1909, the Lincoln cent was created to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was also the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, making it a groundbreaking piece in American numismatic history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured a bust of Lincoln on the obverse and 2 stylized wheat stalks on the reverse, which is why it's commonly referred to as the wheat penny. From 1909 until 1958, the wheat reverse remained on the penny. In 1959, the U.S. Mint replaced the wheat design with the Lincoln Memorial reverse to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That means 1958 was the final year of the wheat reverse, adding extra significance to the 1958 penny for collectors. The 1958 no-mint mark penny. Basic facts. Now, let's zoom into the 1958 penny specifically. The version we're talking about today has no mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. It was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which was the standard composition at the time. The coin weighs 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and features Lincoln's right-facing profile on the obverse, along with the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1958. On the reverse, you'll see the famous wheat ears surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Over 252 million Lincoln Wheat pennies were minted in Philadelphia in 1958. So you might be wondering, if so many were made, why is one worth $75,000 today? Great question. While most 1958 pennies are worth just a few cents to a few dollars in circulated condition, it's the rare high-grade examples and unique errors that command top dollar. In particular, the 1958 double-dyed obverse is an extremely rare variety that shows noticeable doubling on the inscriptions, Liberty, and In God We Trust. Only a handful of these error coins are known to exist, and their rarity sends collectors into a bidding frenzy. Even regular 1958 no-mint mark pennies in mint state condition, especially those graded MS67 or higher, can fetch thousands of dollars because of their exceptional condition and historical importance as the last year of the wheat reverse. Record sale and current market value. Let's talk numbers. One of the most famous 1958 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies, a double-die obverse variety graded MS64 red by PCGS, sold for a staggering $74,757 at auction. And in today's market, this coin is estimated to fetch up to $75,000, depending on demand and condition. That means if you have a pristine 1958 wheat penny with strong luster, minimal contact marks, and possible doubling, you could be holding on to a jackpot. Even non-era 1958 wheat pennies in MS66 to MS67 red condition have sold for hundreds to thousands of dollars, proving just how desirable high-grade wheat pennies are among collectors. How to identify a valuable 1958 penny. So how can you tell if your 1958 no-mint Mark penny is worth a fortune? Here's what to look for. Check for doubling. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe and look closely at the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see any clear doubling, you may have the rare double-die variety. Examine the luster and color. Coins with a strong original red color and no signs of wear are worth more. The redder and shinier, the better. Look at the fields and devices. These are numismatic terms. Fields are the flat areas of the coin, while devices are the raised parts like Lincoln's bust or the lettering. The fewer the scratches or contact marks, the higher the grade and value. Get it graded. If you think you have a valuable coin, the best step is to send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade gives buyers confidence and increases the coin's marketability and final price. Why collectors love the 1958 wheat penny. The 1958 wheat penny holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. Not only is it the final year of the classic wheat reverse design, but it also symbolizes the end of an era in American coinage. It bridges the gap between the early 20th century cents and the modern memorial design that followed. Plus, the presence of a rare and dramatic era variety makes it a thrilling find for any collector or dealer. Whether you're a lifelong collector or just getting started, the 1958 penny is a coin worth knowing about. It's a symbol of how something so small and ordinary can carry so much history, beauty, and value. Tips for coin hunters and collectors. Want to start looking for valuable wheat pennies? Here are some tips. Check old coin rolls and jars, especially ones saved by grandparents or older relatives. Visit coin shows and estate sales, where you might come across hidden gems. Join online coin communities to share photos and get opinions from experienced collectors. Always handle coins by the edges and store them properly in coin holders or flips to avoid damage. So there you have it. The amazing story of the 1958 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that could be worth as much as $75,000 today. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. Always check your pocket change and don't underestimate the power of a penny. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your home, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments, have you ever found a 1958 wheat penny? Do you have any coin stories of your own? We'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy coin hunting! Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most sought-after and historically significant pennies in the world of numismatics, the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent. This little copper coin may not look like much at first glance, but don't let its humble appearance fool you. With a current market value ranging from $78,827 to an astonishing $80,000, the 1950 penny is more than just pocket change. It's a small piece of American history that could make you a fortune if you happen to find one in excellent condition. So in this video, we're going to explore everything you need to know about the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny. From its rich historical background and mintage details to the key features, rare errors, grading secrets, and why it's worth so much money today. You'll also learn how to identify this rare penny and what makes certain versions incredibly valuable. Make sure to watch until the end. You might just discover you have one of these valuable coins hiding in your collection or change jar right now. History of the 1950 penny. Let's begin with a little history. The 1950 D Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted in Denver, Colorado, one of 3 major U.S. mint facilities at the time. The D Mint mark on this coin signifies that it was struck at the Denver Mint. This was during the post-World War II economic boom in the United States, a time when coins were being mass-produced to keep up with rapid growth and rising demand in the economy. However, despite this economic surge, the 1950 D penny had a relatively modest mintage of around 334 million coins, making it somewhat more limited compared to other years. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure instead of symbolic imagery. The wheat reverse was in use until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. This makes the 1950 D part of the final decade of the iconic wheat penny era, which only adds to its historical appeal. Coin features and design. The obverse side of the 1950 D penny features the profile of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty on the left and the year 1950 on the right. Just below the year is the small but important D Mint mark, which indicates its origin from the Denver Mint. Above Lincoln's head is the classic phrase, "In God We Trust," a patriotic motto that has been a staple on U.S. coinage. On the reverse side, we have 2 stalks of wheat flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America. At the top of the coin is the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, which translates to, out of many, one. This simple yet elegant design became a symbol of unity and strength during a time of great change in America. Why is the 1950 D wheat penny worth so much? Now let's get into the real question. Why is the 1950 D penny worth so much money today? The truth is, not all 1950 D pennies are worth tens of thousands of dollars. The key factors that determine its value include the coin's condition, rarity, grading, and most importantly, errors or die varieties. The 1950 D penny in average circulated condition might be worth only a few cents to a couple of dollars. But in mint state condition, especially graded as MS67 or higher, this coin becomes extremely rare. That's because very few of these coins were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. Over time, most were spent, scratched, or damaged. A coin that has survived over 70 years without losing its original mint luster is an exceptional find. Some 1950 D pennies also feature rare die errors, such as repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the D appears to be doubled. These errors occurred when the mint mark punch was slightly misaligned and stamped twice. Collectors highly prize these error coins, and their value skyrockets when authenticated by a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Another factor driving up the value is toning, a natural discoloration that occurs due to chemical reactions with air over decades. While some toning can decrease a coin's appeal, attractive and colorful toning can actually increase its desirability among collectors. Grading and authentication. If you suspect you have a valuable 1950 D penny, the first step is to get it professionally graded. Trusted grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, will evaluate the coin's authenticity, condition, and rarity. A certified coin not only gets a higher resale value, but it also gives buyers and collectors confidence in its quality. Grading scales go from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. Most valuable 1950 D pennies fall in the MS66 to MS68 range, where even a single point difference can mean thousands of dollars in value. For example, a 1950 D graded MS66 might be worth $5,000 to $10,000, while an MS67 Plus with red designation can reach over $75,000 at auction. Market value and record sales. As of today, the current market value of the 1950 D Lincoln Wheat Penny in top condition ranges between $78,827 and $80,000. That's not speculation. This value is based on real auction data, collector demand, and expert appraisals. The most expensive examples are those with flawless surfaces, bold strikes, and beautiful red color. Red coins are considered the most desirable, followed by red-brown, and then brown. In recent years, record-breaking sales of 1950 pennies have been documented at prestigious auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the best examples, and demand continues to grow as more people become aware of these hidden treasures. Tips for collectors and hunters. If you're a coin collector or just someone curious about rare coins, here are a few tips for finding and preserving a valuable 1950 penny. First, always check your loose change and old coin jars. Wheat pennies still show up in circulation from time to time. Second, visit estate sales, garage sales, and flea markets. You'd be surprised what people are willing to sell for next to nothing. Third, if you come across any 1950 pennies, handle them carefully. Store them in protective holders or coin flips to avoid scratches and fingerprints. Lastly, do your research. Join online coin communities, read collector guides, and watch videos like this one to stay informed. Knowledge is your most powerful tool in the world of coin collecting. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a tiny copper coin with a value that can reach up to $80,000. It's a testament to the power of history, rarity, and the art of collecting. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, the 1950 is a coin that reminds us that sometimes, the smallest items can hold the greatest value. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new today, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin stories, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a valuable tip or update. Have you ever come across a 1950 wheat penny? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting!